Lisa, second. Kate, all in favor? Can I take a motion to go into executive session for purposes of legal and personnel? First, Alex, second. Mark, all in favor? Okay.
Start. The board has returned from executive session and there were no actions taken. Can I have a motion to open the meeting? First, Lisa, second, Bruce, all in favor? All right, let's rise for the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We will begin the organizational agenda and the administration of the oath of office for Kate Delapropini and Lisa Smith. William Bolden is not with us tonight, but let's start with Kate. You gotta go. Yeah, you all go together?
No, one at a time.
Okay. Raise your right hand. I, Kate Delapropini, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of a board member according to the best of my ability. Oh wait, you gotta sign all this. Okay, I'll wait in. No. That was smaller. Okay. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Lisa Smith, do solemnly swear. I, Lisa Smith, do solemnly swear. That I will support the Constitution of the United States. That I will support the Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution of the State of New York. And the Constitution of the State of New York. And that I will faithfully discharge the duties of board member. And that I will faithfully discharge the duties of board member according to the best of my ability. According to the Carver Board of Education.
I'd like to nominate. Anyone else?
I would also like to nominate Kate Delphin. Alright. If there are no further nominations, I declare, oh, we have to continue to vote. How's that work? Vote, okay. Alright, so if there's no other further nominations, we'll take a vote for Ms. Kate Delphin to be our next Spring Harbor School Board President. All in favor? Alright. Congratulations, Kate. That's it. Alright. You're in charge. Alright. I'll give you the gavel, Kate. Just don't use it.
Okay.
Oh, you want me to use it?
And then right on.
Okay, so, thank you everyone, very excited. Now we're gonna move on to call for the election of the vice president. Do we have any nominees? Chris? I also nominate Alex Sweeney. Should we work together with you?
I nominate Lisa.
Okay, should we take a vote? Okay, so let's take a vote. All in favor of Alex for vice president? Okay, and then, I guess, do we still need to do a
No.
vote? No, right? Okay. Obviously. Okay, so. Now you have to switch seats with.
It's be back by Joe. Oh, okay.
Okay, do we?
That's like just as honored tradition, as the outgoing president. Here is your very own gavel. Okay.
Do we have?
President, vice president. For president, vice president. Do president first?
Yeah. Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Kate Delphin, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of Board President of the Spring Harbor Central School District. Discharge the duties of as board members according to the best of my ability. According to the best of my ability. your right hand and repeat after me. I, Alex Houlihan, do solemnly swear. I, Alex Houlihan, do solemnly swear. That I will support the Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution of the State of New York. And that I will faithfully discharge the duties of. Vice President of the Cold Spring Harbor Central School District. Board of Education. According to the best of my ability.
Okay, so now we're gonna move on to appointment of the district clerk, district clerk pro team, district treasurer, and the deputy district treasurer as a slate. So before I continue. Alright, so clerk first. Second, all in favor? I thought it was Heather, or was it Alex? Okay, I thought I said all. Okay, so now, do they need to take an oath?
Yes.
Yeah.
One at a time?
One at a time.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I, Allison Offerman Celentano, do solemnly swear. I, Allison Offerman Celentano, do solemnly swear. That I will support the Constitution of the United States. That I will support the Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution of the State of New York. And the Constitution of the State of New York. And that I will faithfully discharge the duties of District Clerk of the Cold Spring Harbor Central School District. That I will faithfully discharge the duties of District Clerk of the Cold Spring Harbor Central School District. According to the best of my ability. According to the best of my ability.
Action pro temp.
Pro temp? Pro temp? Pro temp. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, raise your right hand, repeat after me. I, Joseph Montecero, do solemnly swear
I, Joseph Montecero, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
to support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of Superintendent of Schools, pro tem of the Cold Spring Harbor Central School District. Oh, District Clerk pro tem, I'm sorry.
Okay, can you start again?
Yes, we'll start over, everyone, I'm sorry. Okay. I, Joseph Montecero, do solemnly swear
I, Joseph Montecero, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of
and faithfully discharge the duties of
District Clerk pro tem of the Cold Spring Harbor Central School District, according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Okay, I just need to clear it. Okay, raise your right hand. I, Christine Johnson, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of District Treasurer of the Cold Spring Harbor Central School District according to the best of my ability.
list of, I'm sure you all know what committees are on, right? Is there, should we talk about policy, Lisa, can you step in?
Can I just say one thing? Bill, with us tonight, before we discuss the committees, just in case it happened, what committees board members would choose if it's an option, but
So it's not on our list
it's
now.
not on our list, and we can have to vote, right?
Create
Well,
it.
create it. It is, we're proposing it to be called the CapEx Committee to review funding plans and budget for the long term.
So this is capital expenditures.
That's like another.
Yeah, expenditure.
We could change the name
Yeah.
to make it more fun, but
Oh, it was more like
That's
a.
the spirit of it.
the spirit of it.
But that's what he wants to call it.
It is.
Like,
Yeah, it's got cap and then X.
EX.
Oh, yes. I don't know if it's
Like-
held to the name, but that fits the purpose. You could call it capital
The finance,
Spell it out.
finance committee.
I needed it spelled out.
The finance committee would oversee more than CapEx though, right? So is his suggestion to focus on the funding of the,
It was to bifurcate.
I
what
understand,
could-
the
yeah.
construction committee?
All
and-
the intricacies of going into funding
Right, for capital expenditures.
for CapEx and, right, because people like you, said they may not know the term CapEx, they do finance, so I thought maybe call it finance, but I don't really care what it's
Well,
called.
finance committee would encompass more than CapEx. So
Yeah.
CapEx is a separate line item in the budget.
Whatever
so
you want to call it, it's fine.
Maybe, I mean,
Well,
as
it's
somebody who
already
deeply
now.
understands what it means, I think, yeah.
We call it the capital expenditures committee, so it's spelled out.
People feel that it's necessary to have one separate from other financial discussions that we have as a board committee. What the purpose would be to make recommendations to the board then
Yeah,
on
'cause
funding?
there was gonna be a lot of intricacies of how we're gonna come up with the money on the 50+ million maybe, and that was gonna require quite a bit of time probably, so rather than take up board time committee and bring it to the board, whatever you, I don't know,
I'm just trying to understand what
Yeah.
the purpose of the committee is,
because we were.
as opposed to other big things that we.
We were spending time in facilities, also starting to discuss how we pay for it, and we were not getting the facilities work done either, so we thought maybe we'd split it into whatever, difference.
I mean, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think when I first heard it, I said, that's a really good idea, but this is, I feel that maybe this is something we always need to talk about as a board. Now, I understand it's a committee and you're gonna bring it to the board, but it's nice to be involved in it.
I'm happy to be a no vote, whatever you guys want.
Allison would be assisted, I mean, from your perspective, if we're working on this to do some preliminary work, or is it best handled from your perspective?
I think you could look at it from two different ways. You know, a capital expenditures committee could work on having more expertise in the area, and then being able to bring that back to the board. Ultimately, anything that is done in either this committee or the capital facilities committee is really they're just recommendations to the Board of Education. It's the Board of Education that makes the decisions regarding these items. So I could see the Capital and Facilities Committee doing that work, or if you want to splinter it, then I guess my question would be, what would the Capital and Facilities Committee
I thought
then
that was the
be
whole
doing?
purpose of capital and facilities, was to talk about the work done. We asked community members who both understood the work done, what the cost would be, but now this is the funding side. So that's the question, whether it's raising taxes or going to a bond, all of that, right?
Like
Or
the-
are we gonna
that's-
get,
Community members that are
um,
advanced in financial matters to lend their expertise, but
So the Capital Facilities Committee would be more people who have experience as architects and construction.
Exactly
Okay, I
right.
understand.
And then capital
capital expenditures would be financed.
financed. Just, and would the idea be that then this would be a limited run of a committee to figure out if we're going to do this 5-year plan, or would it be ongoing? But
There was, yeah, I think I remember that was his thought.
would it be beneficial to maybe put a pin in this and we can add a committee in August, can't we? And talk it through more, or do we need to? It just seems like there's a lot of questions, and I'm sure Bill has a great suggestion about what he thought for the committee. Nobody really knows.
Yeah, I'd like to hear what.
Yes.
Anything on this list that we want?
I think we'll be okay.
All right, that's not bad. Okay, so we're gonna stick to the already established committees. Here we have, no, should we go policy, committee by committee? Last year we had policy, anyone not, or want to stay on it, right, Bill? I don't know, did Bill tell you?
Yeah, if he wants to stay on it, Bill, indicated he would be willing to stay on it, so.
I've actually never been on policy, and now that I have a lot more of the flexibility potentially to be on policy, I would be interested
Okay.
in being on policy.
So,
You can stay on policy.
yeah, are you gonna stay too, or would you like Bill to stay? Because he had other suggestions.
No, there's
as
some
well.
others I'd like to. Okay, so Heather, you're saying.
Yeah, I'll kind of stay.
And then we have the audit committee.
Capital. Okay, you're.
So I know I was on it, that Bruce and with Bill said he wanted to stay on audit.
Which one are we on, the
Audit.
audit?
I know, that's the way I have it.
Okay, you wanna go to audit? Yes.
Yeah.
He said he would stay on audit.
Okay. Is that okay with you? I mean, I will too.
And you're gonna stay on it. You need another?
Well, Bruce, do you want to do it again or no?
Sure.
Okay, professional development. I enjoyed doing that, if someone else wanted to.
I can do it for you, so I'm okay if someone else wants.
What is that? Can you enlighten me?
Sure, so we talk a lot about, what the needs are for the district and, in terms of what types of professionals or organizations we have, we try to align content and curricular initiatives. We look at that for teachers to see what those teachers need. We also look at, moving forward, what we want to get ahead of. And some of the more recent conversations that we're doing about the proposals by teachers to offer security workshops, we have workshops that are offered based on their skill set, and whether or not we want to offer those in quarterly segments, and which we should be running for professional development for teachers outside of their
And this is called the faculty meeting? Or, would this be, remember when we talked about faculty meet, this is, it would come from this area?
Not really faculty, can be, some of the professional development occurs during superintendent's.
Or those
conference
separate,
days.
okay.
Some of it comes, into our professional development sessions that are outside of the regular day. And then
Okay.
some are just time that the teachers can sign up for outside of the regular day and not related to faculty.
I'm not sure my background would help much in the past. Thought about it.
So far.
Yeah.
Is that-
This is, the next one is nutrition and wellness. This one was Alex, and I wrote this one. How is this thing?
How does he have to stay on it? Nutrition.
Okay, so we can move on to capital and facilities.
So we're gonna say yes, because I'm gonna say typically for the president. Okay. Yep.
Capital facilities, Mark, I know you were.
Yeah, I'm passing this year, but sometimes just.
Okay.
I'll remain on.
Anyone else? You're on. Yeah. That's what. And how can we? There's two of us on that.
Alex and Heather.
I was gonna guess what was it? Oh, the safety? Because it's split now.
So that is the new requirement of the school. So that's what.
What's our difference?
Are you on the capital committee? Okay, great.
So, Mark,
I would like to do the safety if everyone's okay with that.
What is the difference between the safety?
Safety, and then what I was saying, which is security. Health would be other things that it falls under, some of the things that we run could be, it could fall with only school nutrition, school safety, they kind of morph into there. So that one in my very, would be going to help, just in general, or safety. Right, it's very vague, I don't know why. Split
It almost
these two up.
seems like nutrition should run along.
Nutrition could
Maybe
run-
save time by running those two alongside each other.
Nutrition,
Nutrition is gonna be different, we're really
there's so
digging
much
deep
that
into
needs
food.
to get done, and it's like moving, like rolling a boulder.
It's a lot.
Is there a
Welcome to the committee.
state definition?
Oh, you're not on the committee,
Do
okay.
you have, Eric, anything on the health committee, from the state on the split? No.
So
I can
that
understand
would be-
why they would do it, because there are just general safety issues as far as the security of the building, because of how difficult that has become, versus just the safety within, whether it's tripping hazards and things like that, egress. So it's kind of different round, but
Egress, I can see,
AEDs, things like that.
things of that nature.
Okay.
So that would be the health.
That would be helpful.
Alright, I mean, I'll do that. But Mark, you're the only one so far on the safety.
Wait,
Yeah.
we also had, we also had Bill saying we would do health and safety, so, you know, that's. I don't know if you need to
I'll
vote.
do
I
health.
would-
He might not know because this
I don't
is
think he
new.
knows,
Yeah.
so I don't think he will, because he already has policy audit.
And Bill was on safety before. Right?
Well, he was on health and safety before, so we just say we do it again, so I don't know which one, Mark, you think you will, who do we have, I guess?
I'll do health.
Okay, so Mark, do you want to do health and then we'll put Bill on
And I was gonna
safety?
do safety too. but-
Oh, you want both?
Well, I don't have to, I prefer safety, but I think health is gonna be quick, I think we can knock that out.
So I guess,
So do you want me to put you on?
I can do that. I think.
Oh,
Okay.
And Kate, you had said that.
yeah.
And Kate. That'd be good.
And for safety, we have Mark, Bruce, and Bill. Sounds like.
I don't know who's.
That's why.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
And then, okay, so we're good with that? We move on to district-wide technology committee, we see no. Here, you want to come in?
5 years.
We had discussed, one of the parents had brought up that maybe that we lunch could be brought in.
Mhm.
I was on that committee already also.
I would have hurt the systems in this district, I can't put on them, so I really wouldn't be good.
I feel the same.
I'm happy to do it.
Not my area.
Can we skip this one or go to fine arts committee?
Sure. We can come back to that one. Fine Arts Committee is new. Okay, Heather?
No, because then I'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what the turnout would be. Just wanted to see. And I was like, yeah. We still don't know.
For fine arts.
Oh, tech? Oh, you don't have that.
I could
think I was the only one who texted her. But I think I'm on too many committees.
I'm ready.
I'm on four.
And then if we do a finance, I'm not saying we should, but if we do, I would do that as well. If we do it.
I know, if that happens, I would maybe. I don't know, no other. Thumbs up.
Okay, well, so yeah, when we talked to Bill.
Got it, okay.
Alright.
You want to review it? I'll just read one time.
Yeah, yeah.
So for policy, Bill, Heather, Alex. Capital improvement, Heather, Alex. Audit, Bill, Kate, Bruce. District-wide safety, Mark, Bruce, Bill. District-wide health, Kate, Mark, Lisa. Professional development, Kate, Lisa. Tech, Lisa. Nutrition and wellness, Alex, Lisa, Mark. Ed Foundation liaison, Kate. Fine arts, Alex, Heather. I
I see that.
The chair?
Yeah.
Sorry, who's on capital?
Capital is Heather and Alex. You can take up to 3.
Okay, so now are we gonna move on to appointments? Oh, we have to vote on that. Okay, so I'm going to take a vote for appointment of all of those board to committee members. Can I have a first? Second? Alex? Any questions? All in favor? Okay, now we're gonna move on to page 3. Person authorized to bid and certifications of payroll as a slate. Page 3. Okay, can I have a first? Lisa, a second? Heather? Any questions? Mark, good? All in favor? Okay, now we're gonna move on to other appointments, page 3 to 5. Mileage reimbursement and other appointments as a slate. 3 to 5. Liz? No. Okay, can I have a first? Alex, second? Heather? Any questions? All in favor? Okay, now we're looking at designations, page 5 to 6. We will take A through F, regular monthly meetings, official bank depositories, authority to establish petty cash bonds, check signatures, newspapers, and budget transfers as a slate. Can I have a first? Lisa? Any questions?
I have a question. How are the newspapers selected?
They have the newspapers being used as reviewers. There are local papers in the district now. When it's going forward for our bidding, we will also be doing electronic, which they can much better way. We receive many reviews, like a lot of bidding.
Is the Times the New York Times?
No, it's the Times of Huntington.
The Times of Huntington.
Yes.
Okay, so maybe we should just
Thank you,
specify
yes.
that because that looks like a
Yep.
pricey place to be put in.
Exit times of Huntington Edition, I can see,
Oh,
that
the
looks like
times,
two.
comma,
Huntington
Huntington
Edition, yes, I can see that, thank you. The times would be waiting.
Yeah.
Thank you, yes.
Okay, you're good? Okay, all in favor? Okay, now we're gonna do bonding and personnel on page 6. Can I have it first? Lisa, second, Alex, any questions? All in favor? Okay, now we're gonna take other items, page 6 to 12. Okay, we're gonna take A to Z as a slate. First. Alex, a second. Heather, any questions? All in favor? Okay, we will now adjourn the the organizational meeting and call to order the regular meeting. Can I have a first? Heather, second. Lisa? Any questions? All in favor? Okay, so now I'm going to turn the meeting over to the superintendent for his report.
Thank you very much, Kate. Good evening and welcome to the July 14th Board of Education meeting. I would first like to welcome Jessica Romano. Jessica. Jessica is a 2026-27 student representative of the Board of Education. Jessica is excited to take this important role in the next week. I am confident that she will provide a valuable student perspective to our discussions. I expect great things out of Jessica throughout the coming year. She's very excited. I'd also like to welcome Ms. Martini to the days. Ms. Martini is the new Assistant Superintendent for Special Education at PBS. She has already immersed herself in the work of the district, assisting with the recruitment of many new staff, reviewing special education procedures and practices. We're very pleased to have her as part of our leadership team. We look forward to the contributions she will make to our students and families in the community. Although it's summertime, many of our students and staff members are far away, learning and important work continues throughout the district. Each Monday during the summer, we hold our mystery reader program at the Coachman Farmer Library. Staff members from across the district read to our students at 4:30 p.m. in the upstairs children's room of the library. It's a wonderful event brought to you by Executive Director Dr. Fulton. Our students truly enjoy seeing their teachers and other familiar staff members during the summer. The program helps encourage the continued love of reading. The Coachman Farmer Library has informed us that this is the largest summer reading program we'll have experienced. I'm sure it is helped by the work of Dr. Thank you again very much. The science research is also underway at the junior senior high school, and the summer extended year program for elementary students is continuing here at UCL. We thank Ms. Martini, for setting up and assisting with these programs. The efforts are seen every day. Thank you. Throughout our district, the custodial and maintenance staff members work tirelessly to prepare our buildings for September. There are deep cleaning classrooms, scrubbing floors, applying fresh coats of paint, replacing carpet in the junior senior high school library, updating lighting, and completing other numerous projects. At the junior senior high school, work is also being completed one of the art rooms to create additional instructional spaces. It looks great and will be finished sometime next week. At Lloyd Harbor School, students will be trained to a new television studio as well as an additional conference classroom space. These are just a few of the examples of the many projects taking place across the district this summer. Eric, our Director of Buildings and Grounds, thank you leadership and work in the executive assembly. I also want to sincerely thank our custodial and maintenance staff for the tremendous work they do each year. They quite literally take apart every single classroom, clean and restore each space, and ensure our schools are ready to welcome students back in September. That's like only 6 weeks away. It seems like forever, but it's not. There's a lot of work that goes on. I'd also like to thank our administrators, clerical staff, and everyone involved in the hiring process. They have devoted tremendous amount of time this summer to interviewing and hiring teachers. One of them is here, such and such teachers, to get for funding soon. Hiring psychologists, aides, assistants, and other essential staff members. Their hard work will help ensure that we are fully prepared for the new school year with great staff. I'd also like to provide a brief update regarding the West Side School. As we previously shared with the committee, demolition of the fire damaged area is scheduled to begin on Monday, July 20th. The contractor has already begun the necessary site preparation, and the demolition work is expected to take approximately 1 week. Once the demolition is complete, additional security measures, including fencing and protective covering, will be installed to secure the space. Our architects are also developing preliminary plans for the replacement space, which will be presented to the Board of Education for review and discussion. The project will require New York State approval and continued coordination with our insurance carriers. While the process will take time, we remain hopeful that the new space will be completed within approximately 1 year. I want to thank Allison here for her tremendous work on this project. She has put in so much time and effort since the March 10th date of the fire to make the process of dealing with the fire as seamless as possible. Thank you. I'd like to recognize and thank Rich Smith, Director of Security, for his continued dedication to keeping our students safe, our students and community safe throughout the school year. Leadership, vigilance, and commitment to school safety are deeply appreciated. I think he's out front, keeping us safe at the front door. Lastly, I'd like to take a moment to thank the Board of Education for the guidance and leadership. This has been a long, busy year with the West Side Fire, teacher contracts, and so many other things. I thank them for all their time and commitment to the students, staff, and community that they cover. Thank you very much, all. Cold Spring Harbor is an organization made up of more than 2,000 students and staff members who come together to learn, teach, grow, and support one another. I am honored every day to serve as a superintendent of such an exceptional school district and community. What makes Cold Spring Harbor so special is not only the excellence of our schools, but also the dedication and passion we share together with the people who make up our district. Our students, families, staff members, and community members continue to demonstrate what it means to work together to support every child. There is truly no place like Cold Spring Harbor, and I'm incredibly proud to be part of this remarkable community. Thank you to everyone who continues to support the work of our district. I hope all of our students, families, staff members continue to enjoy a safe and relaxing summer with their families and friends. We look forward to welcoming our students back on September 1 and starting another wonderful school year. Thank you. Okay.
Okay, so this is the first discussion section of our agenda. I open the floor to any other discussion items from members of the Board of Education.
So, I wanted to know, for the junior high yearbook, there were a number of athletes who are on the high school teams who were left out of the yearbook. It seems, and I don't think it was intentional, but it seems like it was a lot of girls who were left out too. It may be that it's more than that. That's just my non-scientific information that I've gathered from other parents and a couple of kids. I'm just wondering what's going to be done to recognize the kids, because I know there were a lot of sort of broken-hearted junior high athletes who perform either on, or are athletes on JV or varsity teams, some of whom were completely omitted. And then I think there was also at least one girls' junior varsity team omitted from the high school yearbook as well.
You mean admitted in the sense that
Omitted.
they weren't? Oh,
Omitted.
They weren't in it, like a
They did not
picture,
appear,
or-
like there was no recognition that we had the JV girls volleyball team, is
Oh.
that correct?
It's the junior volleyball team.
Yeah.
I
The
thought
whole
there was
team.
another one too. Was there another one?
There were many,
There may have been,
many
but-
athletes who were left out of the junior high. In the junior high yearbook, you may recall that if you play on a high school team, you have your picture and it says, for example, Peyton Wheelahan, and it says the 3 high school sports that she's
Right.
on. She's not in the yearbook at all.
So there's
So, and then we looked, and there are many other, particularly girls, and I don't think it's intentional, I
Right.
think it's just an accident, but just what are we gonna do to make sure that that doesn't happen in the future? I know that there was apparently like a survey sent out to students that some of them saw, some of them didn't, some of them said it didn't work, they asked teachers said, don't worry about it, and it was sort of like a forgotten thing.
Is there a way that the athletics department can?
So I
Yeah,
spoke
okay.
with Mike, so with the work of Dr. Fulton and Brianna, we moved to Family ID. And this is where you sign up for
Yes.
the
Final forms.
final forms, thank you, final forms.
Okay,
Final forms, where that's when you sign up and that the rosters will live.
okay.
So I spoke-
So it's not where you sign up, because you sign up to try out for the sport, but if you make the team,
So the way it's set up is that you register there to sign up, and then once you make the team, the rosters are made in there. And we actually created a separate account to give the yearbook person access to be able to see those rosters.
I knew a very organized person. I could figure it
And
out.
that's,
Thank you.
right, we spoke with Brianna, helped Mike a week and a half ago, and I spoke with Mike again, that's how we do it. So both yearbook advisors, where they are, will be able to have access to that throughout the year, so they can see who is on each of the teams and make sure that doesn't happen. Going back to your first question about those students who were left out of the junior high, so there was like a double fold page in the junior high yearbook that had a picture of each of the students who they sent their 8th grader, and underneath their name, and picture listed which sports they were a member of at the high school, junior, varsity, or varsity team. So we would do an addendum and send it to the students who were junior high students with all the needs.
So it'll go to all the junior high?
All the junior
Oh,
high,
that's
so it's
okay.
something they can fit into. As for the
Oh,
one,
okay. So
Yeah.
that's for this year.
that's for this year, we have it
Okay.
this year. I have to see about the picture, we could send, I guess we could send a picture of everyone on the junior JV volleyball
I think
team.
they took the picture.
Do you think they took the picture? Yeah.
So is that picture in the high school yearbook?
No, that picture is missing from the high school year.
It's completely missing. Non-full girls, completely missing.
So I don't know if
We
that's
should
an
check
open.
if there's other teams.
Yeah, we don't know. This is just like what we're reporting. I know my daughter was left out 2 years in a row from the junior high yearbook. The first year, I thought it was just a mistake. The second year, I thought maybe
So
there's
who-
something more here. and
Is
looked into
there
it.
like an editorial staff of the yearbook that, wouldn't it have responsibility to like check the boxes
Well, now
that
they will
this
be able to
yearbook
know
is
better.
done and it's full?
Yeah.
The editor,
That's-
no? Isn't that what the editor
Yeah.
does?
I know it's a lot, a yearbook is a lot of work, though.
Well, I'm
It's-
sure there should be more than one.
Right,
Yeah.
so if there is some way to just have like a second,
A second look, Mr.
Yeah.
Penske and I talked about this, and we will definitely work together to just,
one for, like, it's,
No.
the yearbook is
And I think-
brutal, no one wants to do it.
Oh,
you know, I think in the old days when you literally cut, you had an X-Acto knife and you cut out and you put it on
Remember
the. I remember doing that here. You were done with that page and now you can easily just click and delete something and you don't even realize that it goes like this and it reshuffles and it gets lost. It's easy to add, but easy to lose. You know, I think we just need to have another set of eyes, someone who's actually not on the committee or just has that, because when you see something over and over again, sometimes you just self-correct in your head, because you've seen it so many times, like that final check, you close the door, nobody bothered me for 5 hours, I have my list of, with every team.
Is there a student committee that is, like, I know I was on yearbook.
We do have students who are part of the yearbook. The final forms, thank you, and what that I guess, the final
So
form
that's
will be
new, final.
another, this year, we'll be switching over, will be one of those perfect checks for teams, because we'll list varsity volleyball, JV volleyball, so on and so forth, every team, so that would be a checklist to make sure you got the picture of each one. So it really kills the proverbial two-bird stuff.
So I also have something I'd like to bring up. This is not the first time I've brought this up, as I remember specifically bringing this up a few times when we were implementing the cell phone ban, like the yonder pouches. I often discussed the screen time on Chromebooks in the elementary specifically. I mean, I don't think it's really good for the middle school either, but really looking at the younger, like K to 6, the amount of screen time that is, you know, in the classroom. And I don't know if we know exactly how much time there is. I know that the, you know, Huckle is now talking about limiting that as well. But I think a lot of times what happens is, you know, when kids is done with the math, you know, they're quick, they get their math sheet done, they go and work better on it. Before you know it, when everyone's done, they're all on the computer and there's 10 minutes to get to music. Well, we'll just let them stay on for 10 minutes. That adds up through the day, you know. It could be 2-3 hours maybe. You know, if there's indoor recess, maybe they're on it, I don't know. So I just think this is something that we should kind of get ahead of.
I'm in complete agreement with you, and you know me, I have talked about this for years. I am so happy when students come home, they have dirt underneath their nails, and they say, I have not touched my iPad or Chromebook. We actually, 2 weeks ago at our administrative retreat, we discussed this exact topic. We had a couple articles from the Wall Street Journal over the course of the year discussing this, which we read, and we looked at the top 50 sites visited by our students over the course of the year. Some of them, I shared with some of them very happy, they're checking their grades, they're going out to Naviance, they're checking out colleges, and I have to say, they were a huge preponderance educationally based. Some of it's hard to say, because as soon as you open your Chromebook, Google Docs opens by default, so that number is going to be off there because you can't help but open it. But you're right, I don't like technology, blanket technology, just go use this as a reward. It shouldn't be. It needs to be purposeful. It needs to be thoughtful. It has to have a purpose in mind. So we started that conversation before we even started seeing it and all that, because it is so important. It becomes a wasteland. We also discussed how it is very simple for staff. I'm going to use you, Jessica, just because you're a student. But if I walk by Jessica and I said, I think she's on a site that's like, it looks like a game site. It's math, but it's really a game site. I don't need to, maybe I don't want to say this publicly. You can't tell everyone. I could, right. We could just say to this is it. We could just say to them, look at Jessica where she was on her computer at 10 to 9. And the tech guys could see if it is, and then we can block it with roadblocks. So it's very easy
That's
for us
even
there.
if students are on the VPN.
Well, VPNs get challenging. We block as many that come in. We have very good filtering. You're good. Yes. We pay for very good filtering, but they're always coming out. But if you see something, wait, she shouldn't be there, then we can see, oh, she's using this new VPN that opened up 10 minutes ago. So it allows us, we all have to be proactive, and if we see something, say something.
Yeah, but in the little kids they're not getting both.
No, but not,
So what's going on in kindergarten? They don't have Chromebooks, right?
No, well, they use them very little.
iPads that they're using very little.
They use the
Does every
iPad.
classroom have a set of iPads? Or is it
They
shared?
do. They have their own, and it's really used for testing stuff, getting used if they need for IXL or reading and STAR. But it needs to be purposeful. And especially with new staff coming in, who have come from a generation who bring us technology, we want to make sure it's used purposefully. With that said, we also do need to make sure we are training them how to use technology. It is not going well. Every single field uses technology.
Yeah, I agree with
So
that, but I
it's-
just feel like when these
it's
kids
about-
get on these games, even though it's a math game and educational, they're
It-
wired, they have a hard time transitioning to, you know, off the screen to FaceTime
I
with
agree.
someone.
The math game, we just go like this, two, that's not learning anything. So we discussed this, and this is where if something does get by the filter like that, you can easily say something. You don't need to embarrass a child to say, oh, look where Kim was at 5 minutes to 9, we can block it, work on it. And we also use Go Guardian, which is a wonderful program where teachers could set up what they call scenes. These are the 5 sites you can go to, everything else is done.
Yeah,
And
so my
what-
son complains about everything.
Yeah, well, yeah, people are gonna complain about it, so we're gonna make sure we educate them on how to do that. So there's a lot of process, and we're continuing. Kim, if you want to add, please do.
I just think we have to find a balance, right?
Mhm.
Because most in grade testing, it's all CBT. So we can't have the very first time that they're exposed to the technology and then not know how to use all the tools that will support them during the testing module. I think we're also trying to build stamina over time. And so helping them to be inside a platform, recognizing how they answer things in the CBT platform is really important to us because we do want our students to be successful. We don't want the technology to be a hindrance of their success. And I think that's a really important thing to do how to answer mathematical questions inside the CBT module is important, that we model that for students, that they slowly gain exposure over time to that, as well as in.
But that's gonna be embedded like during a math.
Embedded directly, very intentional, right?
Right.
So it's intentional instruction.
Different.
That's not knowing what those methods are, showing them those tools, and how to use those tools, and that's really what we see as very purposeful, and benefiting students with those skills.
Not just, you're saying, don't just, if there's 10 minutes at the end of a lesson, instead go pick up a book,
Exactly.
right? That used
Right,
to be like,
or
do your
yeah.
silent reading time.
They
now.
need
I
to
think it
block.
happens a lot
Work
more,
together.
and I get it, like, I understand, but I also think for K and 1 especially, like, in Goose Hill, there should be very limited screen
I
time.
don't think that's a common practice at all, that you go pick up your iPad. They're very pre-described in those you use for students.
And those were brought in years ago by the Ed
Ed
Foundation, don't you remember? And
yes.
that was really when, because IXL new then, it was like very
IXL.
exciting.
There were very new programs that are dynamic, so we could really test our students' capabilities, because if I'm a strong math student, it kept on going a little bit higher,
Yeah.
higher, and higher. If it was a week, I didn't want to keep on going higher, because I feel horrible about myself.
Make sure you still are building your skills, yeah.
Exactly, and we see ACT, SAT bonus, and regions maybe there. I remember, I guess it was about 4 years ago, when the ACT first went digital, and I was in Brianna's position, and we were prepping them for the first time, and the student said, wow, this is just like doing the STAR exam. So it works, like, I was like, wow, that's good. They felt like so comfortable in the ACT. There's enough stress there, but we didn't want the tech to be the stress. So, but you're right, and we continually need to look at it, like I said,
Something we
we're
just
ready
need to,
to.
you know, be aware of.
Yeah, and we discussed it, yeah. Thank you.
Okay, anything else?
Yeah, there's something. I was wondering if you could share with us the efforts to increase the utilization of Parent Square for communication. I mean, I know we do get a lot of communications from the school district as a whole. I'm talking more specifically for the clubs, the PTA's use, the coaches, whether they're teachers or non-teachers, because some are still using WhatsApp, you know.
Like a uniformity, like for some sports, like, I'll be like, where do I get this info? Which app is this team? Right, that's, we should have
And
that.
also having coaches
Yes.
text a group of students to text another group of students. I would like to see all the communications from the coach, from the teacher, going through Parent Square, not a text.
So WhatsApp should be definitely off, and I will stress that with Mike, we have to make sure that every coach and at the building, I guess at the junior senior high school, where it is, the club should not be doing that. And forgive me for not remembering the sports app, is it sports?
Teams now.
Team,
Oh,
See,
sports
I'm
you
on
and
sports,
teams separate,
Right.
like hockey uses teams
Right.
now.
The state-
Others teams use sports.
right,
U.
the state has been pushing one of the two, they sound
Yeah,
exactly the
It's
same.
probably sports. U.
I think it's Sports U, and there's definitely there's some benefits with the sports, because if a game changes, it comes out across the whole board there, where, like, you may even find out before the coach does, because for whatever reason, those changes the schedule, everybody's into that. So it may be the two.
I haven't had experience with either of those two. It's been mostly the texting and it's also the uniformity of the students getting the information. It's the coach may text a group of older girls who then, captains who then disseminate the information. Or it could be a teacher who's texting, has a big group text chain with everyone in the club.
like one sports app that everyone
Well,
uses?
that's the Sports U.
But they don't all use it.
But it should be,
They don't all
it
use
should
it.
be. It's, but Sports U, Sports U has these built-in features that the coach, like, if the game changes, they may know.
But at least
They go
with
out.
Sports U, I think they can access it on their Chromebooks, right?
Yes, we
And
allow
then
that.
the parents can also access
Because
it.
WhatsApp, there's another one that they are not, one of them is not WhatsApp or sports, one of them they're not, group me, they're not
That's
old
not-
enough at some point, like Peyton
Right.
in 7th grade was on a varsity team, and
Yes.
she wasn't old enough to be on group me.
And then they disseminate
So then they
the
had to
information
text me the information.
That's another
Okay.
one. I'm just, those are the things, the groupie, the WhatsApp, the standard texting. It's also the parents, it's a safety thing, because the parents, now they're getting messages from their coach, and the parents is not aware.
They will be, coaches and club advisors will be contacted by me. It will be a letter to me saying,
these are the very limited, it's, Parent Square, Sports U. I would,
Okay, so there should be.
I think it's
Right,
Sports
because I
U.
think that that's one of the problems
No
too, that,
communication,
like, we had somebody complain, I think
Yeah.
the candidates about hockey, right? That they felt like some people were getting information and some people weren't.
Yeah, I
And
think
that's
that's
really, if you're not reading the group chat sometimes, you're not keeping up with it, it doesn't push out as an email, and that can be prohibitive for people who want to be able to search. There's no search feature in that, so.
So definitely Parent Square, and I want to say Sports
Parent
U.
Square has good search, even though you get a million messages, when you're like, what's the scholarship email I got from guidance? You can find it.
And I just
I'll
want
fill it
to,
out.
I'll say it's Sports U, just confirm with Mike, that's the one.
So you could message,
think it is.
you could message through both of those apps, I believe, as well, the Parent Square
Definitely.
and that. So if there's an update, you can put all the calendars in, that needs to be done.
And a parent can communicate directly with the parental advisor in Parent Square.
And they should be checking those messages, and not even, you know what I mean? You should be able to contact your student's coach or advisor through Parent Square.
In the way it
That's
works.
that's not
Like a
necessarily
misleading
happening.
one.
They should also know they have to be checking.
It would be those who, and actually the way it's set up is if someone uses Parent Square to contact me, I get an email. So like if you contact me through Parent Square, I get an email,
Right,
hey,
so we're talking about two different things. We're talking about sports,
Yeah.
and then this, you're saying this
It's
the teacher is
teachers.
communicating.
Well, if you're a teacher who's in charge of a club, right?
group stuff.
You're sending everything to group, you're sending everything to WhatsApp. You have like 20 kids on the WhatsApp, and you're just like, where do we meet, where do we go? That should be done. And then if you do text coach, there should be like through Parent Square, that should be a means of communication, you know?
Parent
Right.
Square.
I have one last thing, I'm guessing now we're
And I-
deeply into
no,
the weeds of
good.
sports scheduling and
That's
everything,
okay.
but a parent mentioned to me that when he was a student here, there used to be a seasonal, and I know it changed, there used to be a seasonal calendar that went out. It was like, welcome to fall sports. Here are all the home games for every sport. So if you're a parent and you want to go, you're like, I don't have anyone on soccer, but I'd love to go see a Cold Spring Harbor soccer game. Is there any way to have it on our website? You know, it was like, if you want to bring your younger kids, it's a nice idea. I think there's a way to,
We have it on the website, it does
but
have
is
a,
it the full, is it go sport by sport by sport, right? It's not like, I'll tell you who the parent was and they can send you what they found, their like childhood sports schedule. It was easy.
they still have, you can look on the athletic site, you can go to the section and say, click on LC hockey.
Right, you can do that,
You
right?
can do that now.
Click by sport, but I think this was something that was reasonable past the days of like mailers going home and things like that, but it was like something you could put on your refrigerator. No one does this anymore, no one's refrigerator is magnetic, but,
We probably could do that with the caveat knowing things may change.
right.
You know, that's the
Subject to
beauty.
change, that's the thing, is you don't, but anyway, it was brought up, I don't remember.
Bring it like
Yeah.
Jessica, the
Jessica.
superintendent, next week, you do. No, I love it, this is why you're here.
Let's go,
Perfect.
Jessica, starting off strong.
I know at one point I have seen like I think it was like a 2-week schedule of every home.
Mr. Bongino does it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
It's on
don't
the
know where
website,
to
yes.
access it, but I definitely have seen it.
Awesome, see, this is good to know, okay, so it's there, it exists, so
It's
just
on the
making sure
athletic page.
people know, and maybe it's on the, Instagram. I feel like maybe it is on the Instagram.
You know,
Yeah, and I know that
Cold Spring Harbor
like,
Athletics.
when you drive out of the school, there's definitely, those
Yeah.
games are always accurate, but it's probably something you don't see.
Right, okay. Well,
Anyway,
this is
that
good.
lovely new, thank you, Sports Boosters, and Joe Larson, thank you for that lovely new screen we have.
That's
As
so
you lead the
good.
junior, senior high school, it's absolutely amazing, thank you, Joe, and Sports Booster. But, you know, I think it could be something as, Mr. Bongino can maybe include it more often. Here's the link to look at all the schedules.
So it's just something,
No, I
while
get
we're
it.
talking about it, I remember that a
But they're
parent.
definitely there.
Schedules on Parent Square.
Mr. Janowski's flag newsletter.
We can include it there, if he doesn't already, I get it.
Parent Square.
Like just put it down, like.
Go ahead.
If you go to the calendar tab on the website and you go to sports calendars, you can go to either the middle school or the high school, and then once you go in there, you can select the sports, you can even subscribe to the
Right, I don't think they
calendar.
wanted to subscribe to like every team.
Yeah.
It was like, if you're like, oh, I don't have anything this Thursday, I wonder if there's any games happening at Cold Spring Harbor.
That's-
That has nothing to do with it.
Right, I don't know.
But that's
I don't want to say the
good
person's
information.
name.
Maybe at a PTA meeting.
A PTA, and just,
I'm just kidding.
just the
You're
way,
great.
and sometimes we live it so much, like, I know it's on Mike's page. We just need to remind people
I
that
thought it
there
was
is.
really nice, actually. It's a nice thing for people to want to come. And
I
I go
love it.
sometimes to games that my kids are like, you're so weird, why are you going to that game? But I like to go and see
No, you're right.
the other kids
Just
play
another
their
way to get it
sports and see the parents and, yeah.
Hey, we pick up 5 more people coming, that's great. That's great, it's just
I
like.
guess
for-
I'm that person who sometimes has nothing to do with
I
it.
don't think so.
So you're pretending it's someone that's actually, you're saying asking for a neighbor or friend, but it's you.
Well, Alex.
Just out of, asking for a friend. Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna continue with our first, no, sorry, skip something here. We're gonna move to committee reports and the work that has occurred since our last board meeting. We have capital deficits.
The Capital Facilities Committee met on June 22nd. We heard a presentation from Energy Lab, a company that facilitates energy performance contracts. Committee members actively asked questions throughout the presentation. There was a discussion of the work that is going on this summer, expanding the junior senior high school art room, putting new carpeting and flooring in the junior senior high school library and band room, going out to bid on boiler replacements in the harbor, and our ongoing work on air conditioning district-wide. We are also looking forward to S&D approval for the completion of the West Side Kitchen project and the installation of a new scoreboard and field taps. The committee finished going through the new 5-year capital and facilities plan created by Mark Design Studios and discussed prioritization of projects.
Okay, so now we're gonna continue with our first audience visitors. Cold Spring Harbor Board of Education and Administration welcome your attendance at Board of Education meetings. Audience of the public affords residents an opportunity to address the Board of Education on both agenda and non-agenda items. Each resident is allowed to speak for 3 minutes. This is not the forum to discuss student or staff-specific issues. Please contact the district separately on these matters. Anyone? Fine, we now move to approval of minutes. So June 25th, 2026 minutes, absent with Bruce and Alex. Okay, first, second, there, all in favor? We now move to personnel recommendations of the superintendent. We will take all resignations, appointments, leaves, and personnel contract on pages 1 through 15 as a slate. First, Bruce, second, Alex, any questions? All in favor?
I just want to thank, I see here, one of our new social studies teacher, Mrs. Francis Goldstein, who will be coming to our social department. Very excited to have her aboard. I truly enjoyed our interview. Just with a bundle of energy is the easiest way. And I do want to say this, so genuine. I have to say during, and I share this with my conversation with you, you love what you do. It was so obvious. I'm very happy to have you aboard.
Thank you, I'm
So
very
obvious.
excited.
We now move to business recommendations. We will take donations on page 15 to 17. I have a first. Lisa, a second. Heather, all in favor? All any questions? Okay, now we move to special education reports. We will take all.
We skipped business
We-
matters.
that's what I-
I'm sorry.
okay, that's what I was
thought so.
thinking.
It's
Okay.
intentional.
Okay.
Yeah.
We now move, okay, so let's take business recommendation. Oh, we did donations.
It's,
We didn't do budget transfers and claims audit reports
Yes.
on page 17. Okay, I have first. Lisa, a second. Heather, any questions? All in favor? Okay, now we will take additional business matters on pages 17 to 21. First. So, a second?
So, this is my question last time too, I think, about this cooperative bid. This is, are we going out for bid now on the food?
Yeah, so this allows us, they've gone out and bid on food, it allows us just simply to purchase from them. Doesn't mean we're locked in, continue to look at other avenues.
We know we're looking at bringing in, I think it was, the idea was to offer the regular lunch and then potentially try to bring in another vendor option,
Right,
if
so
possible.
I've been in contact with another vendor who's sending me work, some of the work that we're working on this week.
So we're
So I would share.
just taking this as we can use them, but we don't
We
need.
use it, right? We still, even with the work from this other company, we still make our hours from them as lettuce. And, I mean, we serve sometimes 800, 900 meals a day.
There was a building starting at Templeton.
Why, is something happening?
Diarrhea.
Oh, that's right, I read that today. But it's a lot of food. I mean, 800 meals a day, it's a lot of food.
I never thought I was going to say that.
No, I didn't.
At board meetings. Everywhere. Okay, all in favor?
Yes.
Okay, now we move to special education reports. We will take CSC, CPSC approvals and contracts on page 20, pages 21 and 22 as a slate. First, Lisa, second, Bruce, any questions? All in favor? Wait, you're gonna say something? No? Okay. We move on to other matters on page 22. We now move to a second reading of policies, page 20.
We should vote, we should vote on it, I know it doesn't say it there. We'll
Wait,
take
let me
a,
just go to 22. That's the wrong one.
I'm just gonna take this away from you.
Please. I think there needs to be things. Okay, so we need to vote on this. Page 22, other matters. Okay, first. Lisa, second. Any questions? Okay, now we can move to second reading of policies on page 23.
I just want to say one item, so the last one, C, policy 670, it's a second read. This is really, this is a policy where we need to have the name of two people in there, one being a purchasing agent, Allison, and a deputy purchasing agent, John. That's the only change, so we move it to a second read, because that's just the change, we have to have them listed.
Okay.
We discussed that the last meeting.
That's 667,
Yes, the one I discussed was 670, the last one.
Oh, the last one.
The first,
Second reading.
the first one on procurement, it was some slight changes in going to electronic bids. That they won't be picking up at the office because God bless you, it'll be easier to do. And then we, God bless you again, uploading them to the portal. And then for 6830R reimbursement, this was really just realigning to make it consistent with each component that we were discussing, cleaning up the messaging. We highlighted that the most economic travel method would be at the top of the policy, it's kind of buried in the middle. Same thing with reasonable gratuities, we need more visible to see that. That if you're going to a conference, you should be looking at the lodging that is booked by the conference in the best rate. Meals, only not covered by the conference, and a percentage of the day. Very kind of cleaning up simple stuff.
Okay. First, Adam, second. All in favor? Okay, so the agenda includes financial reports on page 23. And these reports are for informational purposes, no vote is necessary. If needed, Dr. Ackerman Salantano will answer any questions from This is the discussion section of our agenda. You're looking forward to any other discussion items from members of the Board of Education? Okay.
Yeah, I just, so when I'm bringing up the building.
Yeah, I mean, we could try, yeah, go ahead. I didn't know if we needed a resolution, but just, we don't, the policy that we have, we don't have policy.
Okay, so the question was whether or not we want to continue in its Nassau BOCES.
Nassau Suffolk.
Nassau Suffolk School Board Association. So there are a number of districts that have decided not to move forward there. The membership is about $4,000 or $5,000.
38, don't quote me, I had it in front of me. 38.
Okay.
Well, that's fine.
So just under $4,000.
Right, and we feel that we don't really benefit from them. A lot of districts are having, the membership.
The money is used to support their policy agenda items that they're looking for. You can look. that's
You can write your own policy agenda items and bring them. So we've done that actually as a district. We did it last year. I went and spoke on behalf of our policy agenda items. Joe and I were there together and got up and spoke, you know, promoting our, so you don't need to be part of their organization, I don't believe so, to write your own items. It's just they back their own. And typically, they're not always in alignment with, we're very, I think, great about local control and doing what's right for Cold Spring Harbor, and a lot of school districts are moving to now that model and have dropped out of the membership. So it's food for thought, I would say, as a discussion item for the board as to whether or not we want to save that money. We certainly have plenty of places that we could use money.
It is money used, they have some meetings, places where Alex and I discussed, and we can discuss some things again for the local control of the school districts. They use it to lobby the state for their agenda. We help vote as a member on what should be part of this.
We are not usually on the side of the vote that is what we're voting for. So we're paying membership to help them lobby for things that we don't tend to vote for.
The membership is $3,500.
3,500.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's necessary. A lot of districts are dropping it. We just don't find it.
No, I haven't heard anybody say anything positive, so.
Joe, is there like a?
The dinner is okay, but I think you
It's
pay
a
extra for
public
that?
dinner.
You pay extra.
We
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
not pay
yeah,
for
yeah,
it.
you pay
Pay
extra
extra
for
for
it.
everything on top of that membership, yes, it does not include dinner. Allison, do we need to, is there like, do we pay that membership this time of year? Is it like a lump sum, we write them a check, how does it work?
Yes, usually we would renew memberships around this time of year.
And we haven't received it from the agenda.
Okay.
Sent it to us.
Okay, so do we need to take a vote on that, or we don't have a policy saying we need a vote, we just decide not to renew our membership? Can't give any benefits to the membership. If they wouldn't give us any issue.
No, it's a
It's
completely
not
independent
BOCES.
No, I don't know if
BOCES.
it's public, but I can
There's
tell
no
you all
BOCES.
officials that have recently dropped it.
It's not a BOCES library.
I said BOCES in there initially.
That's right.
Yes, it's not BOCES.
Say what it is again?
Nassau Suffolk.
School Board Association. NISBA.
And Alex and I,
So the
we get the policy updates from?
It's separate, separate.
And so Alex and I are, we've been involved in these, the whole board really has, right? We've taken a lot of good information and suggestions from the coalition of New York State School Boards, which is now an official recognized, like the Nassau Central School Board is now officially recognized by the state. So I think that's maybe more of a direction we'd like to go in.
Right, encouraging.
More local control. It's a lot more, close, it's like a close,
When we
closer
went to the
knit type
meeting
of-
and lobbied for, what's the word, what we lobbied?
Regionalization.
No,
Not that one.
we lobbied against
were
regionalization
against.
actually, but no, what you write a resolution?
Oh, okay.
We had a few resolutions.
We had
right?
resolutions, thank you, that we wrote with a
Others-
coalition, many members of the New York State Coalition of Schools wrote resolutions together that we then brought to that lunch, dinner, whatever it was, and we're able to add that to the slate and vote on it, right? So, this group is now offering membership at a much lower price to do state or local control of school districts as opposed to doing more state oversight.
Right, but it's the same thing in the sense of we're still writing resolutions together and bringing them to the state. That to me, this school board has been so valuable. I mean, we wouldn't have known about regionalization. They're working really hard right now on that bus mandate. I mean, it's just, the list goes on and on, things that I think that as a small district, we're not heard a lot. And this is really, we're putting our voices together and making an impact. So, I think this is more of a resource to us than other memberships that we do for.
Sounds good to
We're
me.
both on the board of it though, just for full.
Full disclosure.
I'm the president of the board.
I
Another
knew that.
volunteer,
Added to the committee list.
added to the committee.
But there's also an executive committee of the original founders of it, who really still are spearheading
Yes.
this effort, I would say, and we just help them run the meeting.
We just did a new board, like new board members that were voted in. We had a workshop for them. It was great. It went really well, and it was so nice because it's such a great. Everybody could just ask a question, and it's just a real
People told
answer.
real stories, so
Real
remember your board
stories, yeah.
training that you got
This vote.
online,
Right.
and you could do it in person too. Some people did it in person. Did you do it in person? And 2 days in person, and yeah, I did it online also. But this was, people really sharing stories about what you do in a situation like this. How do I bring up something if I'm not sure if I can bring up something in a board meeting? What do I do? Who do I ask? How do I make sure I get something on an agenda? What do I do if I don't think I'm going to have the support of the rest of my board? Can I still bring something up? And New York State often tells you, don't do it unless you're going to have a majority, because it doesn't look good for a board to not be in unison, which we don't agree with here. We think it's good for people to have dissenting opinions. That's really healthy. So that's something that I think we agree with, and I'm happy to see that, there's more people dropping out of one going into another.
Yeah, so we will then join the coalition when they send us a bill, I guess, I'm gonna reach out.
Is everyone?
Okay.
Yeah. Let's just go around. Is everyone okay with that?
I'm fine with that.
Yes.
What's the bill?
$700. It's $100 per board member.
So Nick came to the last,
He's on as a lawyer for that. So he's so good about just answering. Not for 70 dollars.
Not for
He's not
$70,
making any money
yeah.
for being on, he's
Yeah,
volunteering
he
his
actually,
time. Yeah.
gave an office space for the last meeting, he was there,
Yes.
guidance as well, so.
You met, yes, we did the Zoom, yeah.
We did our board meeting,
Did, yeah.
2 years ago.
How many districts are paying members?
At the coalition. Well, it just became it was for free all these years, like in the sense of that
It
everything.
wasn't recognized by the state.
Right.
Oh, now it is.
Now it is,
Officially recognized by the
just a
state,
few weeks ago.
and I just don't know the exact number of groups. Everyone's going through this meeting right now, getting approval,
I see.
so.
And is there any, you guys are both on this?
No, we're not on the executive, we're on the board.
It's not executive board, yeah. Those are like the founding members. Is that a conflict of interest? No, according to Nick, no. I mean, we just go to the meetings. It's open to the public. Anyone can come. I'm just a trustee. There's not like an executive. Yeah, so it's not even like you have an executive.
There is an
It
executive
is,
board,
but
but
it's-
they do all the work. I just run.
We just, I'm not really.
I think so, imagine.
Okay.
I just don't want to do anything. It's not that. I mean, NISBA has board members on their board, right? Yeah, there's full board members on the board of NISBA, so it's no different, just to be clear. Yeah, there's nothing untoward about that, that's just how organizations are run.
Okay, good. Okay, so, can I have a motion to adjourn to executive session? Lisa, second, Alex.
You have to say the
Legal and personnel. First, Lisa, second was Alex, all in favor.
Thank you, everyone.